Basically, what's been said is that I caused the accident and hit this other car of the elderly couple at a certain place on the car. While I was in the rehabilitation place, my son Harvey went randomly and took some photos to show, at a later date, Mum her car. This was done before any information was given to us and not knowing that I was going to get the blame. So it was a 16-year-old lad taking photos of his mum's car for his mum, not taking photos for a specific reason other than for his mum, not for the defence or anything like that. On these photos, on the exact spot where they say the contact was made, it's not touched. Last week, when we went to the garage, and this is a big frustration for me, the car had been violated and contaminated. They had moved the car. There were big red scratches in the exact spot where the supposed contact had been. The plastic wheel covers had been removed, don't know how they vanished or where they are, and my car was being used as a storage place for other car parts and bits. Now the situation is, I have spent the weekend looking at the file. I think it's absolutely important that I get another expert's report done, even though the car and evidence has been violated. April 2017, the day of the criminal court hearing, the day I go before the judges and be tried for double murder and for causing an accident. The last 2 months have been difficult. 1st and the 2nd of March, it was the operation. The surgeon is excellent, but I fear the stresses of the anaesthetic which stays in my system. Then we had to go to the solicitors. I'd worked really hard and studied the work expert's report and found out a number of things, mainly that it is alleged that my back right tyre and their front bumper, cum wheel arch, cum tyre, is at the point of collision and black rubber marks were found. But if you really think about it, it is impossible to turn the back wheels while in motion. So the only way any black rubber marks can be made would indeed be the Peugeot turning its front wheels, which do turn in motion, so turning and touching me. I have tried and tried to get this through to the solicitor, and there are loads of other problems too. The fact that this so-called expert can't count. Twice he documented on his report that there were 3 dead. Red flag there. How expert is this expert? The simple things that Maurice Pascal got wrong, like the number of deaths, make me question his capability and quality of work. And I am being charged with double murder on his work? This is a really serious situation, and the fact he can't get the number of people dead right twice is very concerning. So I asked the insurance, Mr. Irving, who is really kind, and the one who seems interested in getting to the truth, for a second expert's report. He commissioned another expert who didn't have a lot of time, around 3 weeks. Maurice Pascal, the first expert, took 9 months to produce 19 pages of very basic information. The second expert, a national expert, had less than a month, and he produced 156 pages of high-quality scientific findings. The second expert report came late Friday, before the court date, but the difference is amazing. The quality, professionalism, scientifically, the physics, it was in a totally different league. Mark Push, the national expert, the court hearing. I stayed sat in my wheelchair. I had to go up and be given my sentence or accusation. I had an interpreter. I didn't say much, I just listened. I didn't agree with what he was saying anyway. I just listened and acknowledged with a slight nod. Then he went, the judge, to explain that there is an expert's report that says at speed that I overtook and caused the accident. But he then said, we have another report which is by a national expert and it cannot be ignored, and this says that basically I could not have possibly caused the accident, and it wasn't overtaking that caused the accident, but them drifting into me and then rapidly going right. So the judge said that he couldn't possibly start to make a judgment and he was considering a third expert. So that was it, about an hour in court, still unpleasant and uncomfortable, especially when they are arguing with each other, the prosecutor basically being particularly nasty. I am just sat there in my wheelchair thinking to myself, it's not about people, it's about an insurance company versus another insurance company, and it's about a solicitor versus another solicitor, and I am sat here in the middle of them, and I can't anymore.